that out of the way. Bearing has gone bad, the seal is no good. Let's see if it makes any difference. Absolutely. Hello, my Rover friends, and welcome to the Lucky 8 channel. Today, we're working on our project Range Rover Sport, and I'm going to take you step by step in how to identify a bad wheel bearing, bad hub on a Sport LR3 LR4. Pretty much any modern hub vehicle is going to have the same effect, showing you what a bad hub is. And then on this particular vehicle, 06 to 09 Range Rover Sports, well, all the way up to 13, LR3, LR4, I'm going to show you step by step how to change it. A lot of talking, I know. Cue the intro. All right, with the vehicle in the air, if you're doing this in your driveway, you just need to jack it up a little bit to get the tire off the ground. But be forewarned, without the emergency brake, you take one tire off the ground, the car will roll away. It uses the parking pin through the transmission, and this is an all-wheel drive system. So one wheel goes up in the air, car will roll. You've been warned. Chalk it, e-brake it, be safe. Okay. Car's up in the air, tires up in the air, and you want to see if you've got a bad wheel bearing. Instinctively, you're going to kind of go side to side, and you're going to notice a little bit of movement, but that is actually not the way to tell, because your steering could be bad. You could have a ball joint or a tie rod end that's bad. You'll get that same little wiggle. If you take your hands like this, I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll bring it in, but this one's about ready to come off. A lot of play right there. That's how I know the wheel bearing is very bad. I'll bring the camera in just to see if we can pick up a little bit on that movement. Here you go, here's a closer look. See it moving right there? That's not supposed to happen. For a point of reference, this is what they look like when they're good. You can see there's no movement. Remember, like I said, you'll get a little side to side, but that's going to be in the steering. That's why we go top to bottom. First thing we need to do is get the tire off. The hub is right here. Those are the studs coming out. We need to get this nut off, and we need to get the rotor out of the way. In order to get the rotor out of the way, we got to get the caliper out of the way, and then to get the caliper bracket off. So pretty much we're doing a brake job. We're going to pull this all aside and then get to the hub nut. Then we can get to the hub itself. The first thing I like to do is break the hub nut free. Let's get that off and out of the way. My theory is if you're having a hard time getting it off, somebody can go inside, put their foot on the brake, and help hold the wheel steady or the hub steady so you can really bounce on it with a pry bar. Okay, let's hope the snap-on gun can take it off. It is a 32 millimeter, light work. Next, really important thing, keep this hub nut. Some of the bearings that we sell come with nuts. There is 2 different threads on your axles. I don't know which one you have. You don't know which one you have. But as long as you've got the old nut and it's in good shape, you can use it. If you have to use the new one, check the thread. There's either fine thread or coarse thread. Okay, let's move on to the caliper. All right, pretty much standard brake job here. 12 mil to get the caliper free. Get your little hanger, some zip ties, something so we're not dangling on the brake line. Oh boy, I was hoping to come off. Got to get a wrench in there real quick. I'm using this little adapter. It's a thin 17 mil. You can jam a screwdriver in there. We're just trying to hold it steady. pads out of the way. What are you guys thinking? We're about 50%. We'll go through the rest of the winter with those. Now we got to get the hanger out of the way. In order to get the caliper bracket off, you're going to need a 21 12-point socket. That's what the bolt looks like. And that's the bracket. Next up, I'm going to take out this little bolt that holds the rotor to the hub. It is a T50 Torx. If yours doesn't come out real nice and easy, you can always run a drill bit in there and then drill this out. With that out of the way, this rotor should come right off. I said, with that out of the way, this rotor should come off. All right, this rotor is going to need some encouragement. After intense malleting, rotor comes right off. There's nothing wrong with it, just kind of rusted itself to the hub. And we're getting rid of you next. Next up, we need to make sure the CV axle sticking into the hub is free. Remember, we took our nut off. I like to put that back on and then with a chisel start banging in on the CV. Your natural instinct is to hit it, and when you do, you're gonna mess up the threads, and then you're gonna be really mad. So put the nut back on, not all the way, get a little, oh my God, chisel, like so, even like a socket extension. Start giving it some wallops, make sure the CV is free. Another trick I like to do is squirt some PB Blaster lube in there, then start working it. If you get a little bit of movement, you can then run the nut all the way in, bring the CV forward, pound it back in, just to loosen it up. They stick in there sometimes, and other times they just pop right out. Given the rotor, I think I'm gonna be working on this one a bit. All right, it is free. You can see when I tap it, it'll bounce in a little bit. The hub is held on with 4 15 mil bolts. Use a 6-point. Just take them all out. Nothing magical here. Aha! Ooh. Yeah, there you can definitely see the bearing has gone bad. The seal is no good. This is trash. Essentially, we're gonna do everything in reverse, except for I'm going to add a little bit of Never Sees to the threads. That way, if I ever have to pull this off again, or the next guy is gonna be very thankful. Now let's see if it makes any difference. Absolutely, right? So the hub has no longer got that rock to it. Job is almost done. Just 2 more things to do. Torque the lug nuts. And be sure to follow for more Rover content.